USAF sends F-35s, B-52s, F-15s to Europe. The US Air Force sent F-35 fighters to Germany days after a B-52 bomber task force arrived in England to reassure allies amid increasing tensions in Eastern Europe. The deployments come as defense ministers from across the NATO alliance decided February 16 to further strengthen deterrence and defense in response to Russia's aggression on the Ukraine border. The F-35s deployed from the 34th Fighter Squadron, 388th Fighter Wing at Hill Air Force Base, Utah, to Spangdahlem Air Base, Germany on February 16 to enhance NATO's defense posture. According to US Air Forces in Europe, this deployment is being conducted in full coordination with the German government and NATO military authorities, and although temporary in nature, it is a prudent measure to increase readiness and enhance NATO's collective defense during this period of uncertainty. B-52s from the 5th Bomb Wing at Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, also arrived at RAF Fairford, UK on February 10 for a long-planned bomber task force mission. According to a USAF release, 8 additional F-15s from the 336th Fighter Squadron, 4th Fighter Wing at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, North Carolina, deployed to Lask Air Base, Poland on February 14 to augment the 8 F-15s already there from the 48th Fighter Wing at RAF Lakenheath, UK. US Air Forces in Europe previously confirmed to Air Force magazine 8 F-16s and 52nd Fighter Wing at Spangdahlem also deployed to Fetesti Air Base in Romania. The fighter jets in both locations will take part in NATO-enhanced air policing missions and joint training. With an ever-changing global security environment, it's critical that our efforts with our allies and partners are unified, USAF Commander General Jeffrey L. Harrigan said in the release. We're in Europe training and collaborating together because consistent integration is how we strengthen our collective air power. The aircraft movements are in addition to deploying 3,000 soldiers from the Army's 82nd Airborne Division to Poland and 1,000 from a US Stryker squadron at Vilsek, Germany to Romania. Another 8,500 US troops are on high alert in the United States to act as a NATO response force if called upon. During the NATO meeting, defense ministers said Russian claims that troop and equipment withdrawals have begun from Crimea have just been confirmed. At the White House a day earlier, President Joe Biden warned Americans of higher fuel prices and said an invasion remains distinctly possible in his first public comments dedicated to the crisis in Ukraine on February 15. Biden told Americans he welcomed diplomatic overtures by Moscow but required proof of de-escalation. We have not yet verified that Russian military units are returning to their home bases, he said of the estimated 150,000 Russian troops surrounding Ukraine on all three sides. Biden promised powerful sanctions should Russia further invade Ukraine. And he said the Nord Stream 2 pipeline that would deliver gas between Russia and Germany would not be completed, although his German counterpart has not been as committal. The regular winter meeting of the alliance's 30 defense ministers has been transformed into a Russia-Ukraine Crisis Council, with Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg setting a somber tone on day one. However, by day's end, defense ministers opted to further strengthen the eastern flank against potential Russian aggression, with new battle groups that would be positioned in Central and Southeastern Europe. France has already offered to lead one such battle group in Romania. In the past, pro-Russia alliance members Hungary and Turkey have opposed such moves, but an eastern flank NATO official told Air Force magazine the decision is more under what modalities and when. The United States has sent $200 million worth of recently authorized defense assistance in 17 aircraft, including 180 tons of ammunition, anti-tank javelins, and shoulder-fired grenades. Likewise, air defense Stingers from Lithuania arrived to Ukraine on February 13, and Ukrainian Defense Minister Oleksiy Reznikov on Twitter thanked Canada for committing lethal weapons and ammunition. In brief, pre-ministerial comments alongside Stoltenberg, Defense Secretary Lloyd J. Austin III underscored the U.S. commitment to the NATO alliance.